Hi, everyone, and welcome once again to yet another episode of our podcast, Passwordless Journey. I'm your host, Ashish Bhatia, and I'm joined once again by my co host, Mr. Ashwin Rana. Ashwin, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving week.
Yes, it was excellent. We celebrated a friend's birthday over the weekend, so it was excellent.
Very good. And today's episode, I'm really excited about because this is one topic as enterprises are looking towards taking this passwordless journey that keeps coming back to us. They would like to know how to do the first time login for a new employee or an existing employee into a new device. And today we are going to specifically talk about our Microsoft customers that are leveraging the Microsoft ecosystem in the Windows environment. And one of the new technologies from Microsoft, which is garnering a lot of interest, and now we are seeing it being deployed within the marketplace, is technology called Microsoft Autopilot. And I thought it'd be good to talk about Autopilot. It is one of the corner cases that we run into. Um, and I thought it'd be very nice to talk about and explain to our viewers what this technology is all about and what is the end user experience look like in a world where the customer is not using password. They're onboarding these new users on devices without leveraging a password. So with that in mind, Ashwin, let me just pass this on to you to first give us an overview of what Microsoft Autopilot is, and then I'll take over and do some demos for our viewers.
So let me start. So Windows Autopilot, what it does, it allows setting up and configuring either Windows 10, Windows 11, or HoloLens devices. And yes, we do have customers who are using HoloLens,
Yes.
and they would like to automate the whole process of setting up those devices using Azure-ready technologies and eliminating the need for IT staff to install a golden image and making those users productive from the minute they receive the device. And if you look at the picture on the right side, traditionally, an IT or purchasing will purchase those devices, and then the device vendor, this could be Dell, HP, your favorite reseller, will then ship that. First, it goes back to the IT, and then IT will have to put the golden image. And in this diagram, that step is eliminated. So it goes directly to the end user. And the end user, all they have to do is provide a Wi-Fi and ideal world without requiring password. They should be able to log in. Within few minutes, the device is ready. It has, of course, all the required applications. It's joined the way enterprise is expected, and then the device is ready to use. That is the whole goal of Autopilot. So not requiring IT to receive the device before shipping it to the end user. Apart from the technical benefits and eliminating the repetitive task, this also saves a lot of money for our enterprise customers. This became a lot more popular, of course, as you may have imagined during the COVID time when no one was going to the office. But now most enterprises are taking this as much more mainstream approach.
Yeah, I think I do want to emphasize on the fact that, this whole process that has been followed so far, even by larger organizations with, tens of thousands of employees, was that the IT would be configuring these machines before shipping them off to either an existing employee who's receiving a new, upgraded version of a machine or a new employee that is coming on. And Autopilot eliminates that step. Now, Dell or an HP can directly ship the machine straight into these users, and all they have to do is connect on Wi-Fi, and they have everything. They log in with the provided username, and we are going to talk about how we're going to achieve this in a passwordless world. And everything just comes up, right? All the images and everything is downloaded by Autopilot. That is the whole function, right? So
That's correct. That's correct. So there is in this high level diagram, what we're not showing is the detail that your device serial number or the device hash is uploaded to Azure portal by the OEM vendor. And so when it boots up, it knows that this device belongs to our enterprise customers organization, shows the customized screen, all that. Hopefully your demo will demonstrate that.
Yes.
But also some of the benefits you get through the autopilot is it applies the enterprise settings and policies, install the application. So if you expected Office 365 apps to be installed, if you expected Beyond Identity Platform Authenticator to be installed, all of that you could automate. You could, enroll the device in MDM service like AirWatch or Intune. You could also have the device joined to Azure AD or hybrid join, so you get all the benefits. Before the employee starts enrolling in the service, all they have to do is provide Wi-Fi.
Okay.
And of course, they need to have user credentials. And when we listen to our customers, the ideal goal is that even for logging in for the first time into those devices, they don't want to use password. They want to have highly secure experience for the user. And how do we achieve that? That's a challenge we have to solve. Okay. So then let me just show you a picture view. Of course, the demo you are going to do will be the ultimate one because people can see the real experience, but maybe at high level. So there are three options we offer today to the customers. The first one is being able to use Beyond Identity Roaming Authenticator. This is applicable, of course, for existing employees or even for new employees. If we enroll them onto their personal device, onto their phone, and they have credentials, then we can use that to log into a brand new device which they received. That's one option.
So this is where, someone already has a credential on a personal device. And this is not like a push notification or anything like that. This is basically an authenticator on a personal device, which has generated a public-private key pair, and that key pair is now stored in a secure enclave within the device.
That is
So
correct.
the existing possession of credentials on the device is one method.
That's correct. That's one method. The second method is Microsoft Temporary Access Pass. This temporary access pass could be one-time use or multiple use. And you could also set this up so the validity of that pass is a few minutes or a few hours or a few days. So it's fully configurable in that.
And I will show that as part of the demo.
Excellent, excellent. And the third option is to use FIDO2 security key. So those are the three options, but all these options do allow new employees to log into the new device or existing employees to log into the new device without ever requiring a password.
Okay, so the FIDO2 key, just to be very clear, something like a YubiKey, which is or a Yubico, which is more popular in the industry.
That's correct. So in the spirit of including all the options available to our customers, we're including all three options. However, distributing a FIDO2 key to all employees, it's not very practical based on the feedback we are seeing. So it's either Beyond Identity Roaming Authenticator or Temporary Access Passcode are most of the customers using today.
So from a passwordless standpoint, the machine is now when it goes through this whole process, has the image already downloaded on it with all the required applications, along with the Beyond Identity Platform Authenticator, which would allow it not just logging into the desktop passwordless, but also logging into the web applications that are behind your existing SSO. That could be an Azure AD, or it could be an Okta or Ping or what have you, right? So that is the whole concept.
That is the whole concept. That's correct.
Thanks, Ashwin. So let me just take over here. And I want to start off by, just showing someone who wants to try this at home. By the way, I have a link from Microsoft for someone which I will be putting in the description, for someone who wants to kind of set this up in their own environment and see this. But to begin with, when Ashwin was talking about the device hash, I want to start off by showing where all of that is uploaded. The link that I would be sharing in the description would show you how to generate a device hash on an existing VM or a physical machine if you have. But what you're going to do is you want to import that hash on Microsoft Intune. So you can see that I'm on endpoint.microsoft.com. I'll come under devices and I'll go to Windows. I will go within Windows to Windows enrollment over here. And here are the devices. And here you will have to come in and you'll have to import the device hash that you generated on here. And then, they get assigned a deployment profile. And the link that I would share would have all of those steps. But this is where, majority of that magic comes in. And so when the machine comes up on Wi-Fi, it looks for, this, goes to Intune to actually download this profile and now knows what to do. So this is how that whole process works. So now let's jump into a demo of the end user experience. So I'm going to go ahead and share a video here. Let's start off with the first option, which is leveraging a passwordless vendor like Beyond Identity. So let me kind of share my screen here. So here you can see that this is the out-of-box experience. This is a Windows 11 machine. When it first comes up, it connects on Wi-Fi, and you can see that it realizes that this is based on the device hash that was uploaded on Intune, that this machine is enrolled in Autopilot. And so here you can see that it's a customized web page, and it also has some branding. Where in our case, we've said Beyond Azure. And what you're going to see me do is leverage an existing credential that I have on my mobile device to kind of log in for the first time. So no passwords anywhere. So I've entered my username that the company has assigned me. And here you can see that Microsoft is federating the authentication to Beyond Identity, and this is done using WSFed protocol. And the user is displayed a QR code. At this particular point, the user can open up their mobile device and scan the QR code, as you will see. And the QR code would then go through the mobile device and it would validate the credential, and the user would now be authenticated to go in the first time. So no passwords used. And again, this mechanism everybody is familiar with, where someone goes through and sets up the device. And here you can see, you are kind of now setting up this device from this point onwards. Once all of this is done, the machine comes up, is downloading. The machine downloads the master image. And here you can see, as part of the master image, we also download the Beyond Identity Platform Authenticator. So the machine restarts and it comes back up. And you log in, and here you can see that the Beyond Identity Platform Authenticator is already downloaded. And then you can use your you can leverage your existing credential to extend that credential onto this machine. And then you have your credential here, and then you have the option to enroll in the Beyond Identity desktop login service. So this way you have passwordlessly onboarded the user for the first time. And then you also enrolled them in desktop login. So no passwords were used anywhere. So the user is able to leverage like a local PIN or a biometric to get into the machine going forward. And then, use the Beyond Identity credentials to then also access the web application. So complete passwordless end to end. And then this machine is hybrid join machine. This is a hybrid join machine. So, you don't have to worry about joining these machines and things like that. So that's one way. Let's look at the other two ways that Ashwin was talking about, which leverage the Microsoft TAP as well as the YubiKey mechanism, which is available. So I'm going to go ahead and share this again. And this again, shows a different flavor of Windows. This is Windows 10. And again, the user brings it up for the first time, and they are greeted with this, custom branding here. And you can see that there is an option of signing in with a YubiKey. So the user clicks on signing in with a YubiKey and FIDO key. Touch the FIDO key here. And then you have different users that are enrolled here. You will actually pick your user. In most cases, it'll be one employee would have just one user. I'm not going to show that method right now. I want to show the second method which leverages the temporary access passcode from Microsoft. So here the user just puts in their username. And you will see that the IT admin would set up the tab for this user behind the scene, and this is how the tab is actually set. So this for this user on Azure, you can go under authentication methods, add authentication method, and you can choose tab. Tab used to be, up until recently, it was a preview feature, but now Microsoft has, I think about a couple of months ago, GA'd it. And now you can see that, as Ashwin was mentioning, there are multiple ways this gets assigned. You can activate it for certain duration. You can use it only for one-time use. And then the way to pass this on to the employee would be either the employee calls on the IT help desk, and the IT help desk would just literally provide this at the time that the user is about to enter this, so it's no longer valid after that. Or there could be other ways where you can actually provide this to the end user through like an SMS or on their personal device, or an email to a personal device. So that's the way you would use this temporary access passcode. You would add it. And this is what Microsoft wants you to use when it comes to onboarding these new employees or the users on the new devices. And so now I've copied that tab. And then you would see that when I click on next, since the user is now set up with tab, this is done real time. When I click on next, the user is now given the option to put in the tab. And so now I would enter the tab here at this point. And click on next. And now I'm logging in for the first time. So here the device is being set up. And I'm going to forward this out a little bit really quick. And you can see that the machine sets up. You can set up your Windows Hello for Business pin if you want to. The tab, if you set it up for multiple use, you will see that even if you lock the machine and you don't have a Windows Hello for Business pin, the user has a way to get in using many different ways, either using a pin or using that globe icon where you click on sign in, and the user, if it's set up for multiple attempts, then the user can also use tab again to log in till they've set up either a Windows Hello for Business or the Beyond Identity desktop login solution. So this is the whole process that the user would go through to do a complete passwordless onboarding. So that is those are the two ways. Those are the two key ways that you can make this happen. I hope that this was helpful. Anything that comes to mind, Ashwin, that we should be talking about?
I think you covered this really well, but if I was a customer, and I guess I have to be the customer's voice here and ask you that you did a pretty good job with Windows devices, but what about Mac? What about iPhone? How are you going to onboard them without requiring a password?
That is a very good question. And for that, we have to wait for the next episode. We do have an answer for those, for sure. But we're going to discuss that in coming episodes. So
excellent.
All right. Yeah. So I hope this was helpful to anyone that is. I know a lot of organizations, enterprises are asking this question about the new user onboarding as well as the existing user getting into a new device. And I hope that this episode serves well to those type of use cases. So thank you. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one.
Thank you. Until next time.